Mephistopheles.
Enter chorus.
Learned Faustus to know the secrets of astronomy graven in the book of Jove's high firmament, did mount himself to scale Olympus's top, being seated in a chariot's burning bright, drawn by the strength of yoky dragons' necks. He now is gone to prove cosmography, as will first arrive at Rome, to see the Pope and the manner of the court, and to take some part of Holy Peter's feast that to this day is highly solemnized.
Enter Faustus and Mephistopheles.
Having now, my good Mephistopheles, passed with delight the stately town of Trier, environed round with airy mountain tops, with walls of flint and deep entrenched lakes, not to be won by any conquering prince. From Paris next, coasting the realm of France, we saw the river Main fall into the Rhine, whose banks are set with groves of fruitful vines. Then up to Naples, rich Campania, whose buildings fair and gorgeous to the eye, the streets straight forth and paved with finest brick, quarter the town in 4 equivalents. There saw we learned Marrow's golden tomb, the way he cut an English mile in length through a rock of stone in one night's space. From thence to Venice, Padua, and the rest, in one of which a sumptuous temple stands, that threats the stars with her aspiring top. Thus hitherto hath Faustus spent his time. But tell me now, what resting place is this? Hast thou, as erst I did command, conducted me within the walls of Rome?
Faustus, I have, and because we will not be unprovided, I have taken up his holiness's privy chamber for our use.
I hope his holiness will bid us welcome.
Tut, 'tis no matter, man. We'll be bold with his good cheer. And now, my Faustus, that thou mayst perceive what Rome containeth to delight thee with, know that this city stands upon 7 hills that underprop the groundwork of the same. Just through the midst runs flowing Tiber's stream, with winding banks that cut it in 2 parts, over the which 4 stately bridges lean, that make safe passage to each part of Rome. Upon the bridge called Pont Angelo, erected is a castle passing strong, within whose walls such store of ordnance are, and double cannons framed of carved brass, as match the days within 1 complete year, besides the gates and high pyramids which Julius Caesar brought from Africa.
Now by the kingdoms of infernal rule, of Styx, of Acheron, and the fiery lake, of ever-burning Phlegethon, I swear that I do long to see the monuments and situation of bright, splendid Rome. Come, therefore, let's away.
Nay, Faustus, stay. I know you'd fain see the Pope, and take some part of Holy Peter's feast, where thou shalt see a troop of bald-pate friars, whose summum bonum is in a belly cheer.
Well, I'm content to compass then some sport, and by their folly make us merriment. Then charm me, that I may be invisible, to do what I please, unseen of any, whilst I stay in Rome.
So, Faustus, now, do what thou wilt, thou shalt not be discerned.
Sound the sonnet. Enter the Pope and the Cardinal.
My Lord of Lorraine, wilt please you draw near?
Fall 2, and the devil choke you, and you spare.
How now? Who is that which spake? Friars, look about.
Howdy here, if it like your holiness.
My lord, here is a dainty dish was sent me from the Bishop of Milan.
Why, thank you, sir.
How now, who's that which snatched the meat from me? Will no man look? My lord, this dish was sent me from the Cardinal of Florence.
You say true. I'll hat.
What again, Lord? My lord, I'll drink your grace.
I'll pledge your grace.
My lord, it may be some ghost, newly crept out of purgatory, come to beg a pardon of your holiness.
It may be so. Friars, prepare a dirge that may lay to the fury of this ghost. Once again, my lord, fall to.
What? Are you crossing of yourself? Well, use that trick no more, I would advise you. There's the second time. Aware the third. I give you fair warning.
The Pope crosses himself again, and Faustus hits him a box of the ear, and they all run away.
Come on, Mephistopheles. What shall we do?
Nay, I know not. We shall be cursed with bell, book, and candle.
Ow! Bell, book, and candle, candle, book, and bell, forward and backward to curse Faustus to hell. Anon you shall hear a hog grunt, a calf bleat, and an ass bray, because it is St. Peter's holiday.
Re-enter all the friars to sing the dirge.
Come, brethren, let us about our business with good devotion. Cursed be that he that stole away his holiness meat from the table. Maledicat Dominus. Cursed be he that struck his holiness a blow on the face. Maledicat Dominus. Cursed be he that took a friar Sandello a blow on the pate. Maledicat Dominus. Cursed be he that disturbeth our holy dirge. Maledicat Dominus. Cursed be he that took away his holiness's wine. Maledicat Dominus et omnis sancti. Amen.
Mephistopheles and Faustus beat the friars and fling fireworks among them, and so exeunt. Enter chorus.
When Faustus had with pleasure ta'en the view of rarest things and courts of kings, he stayed his court and so returned home, where such as bear his absence but with grief, I mean his friends and nearest companions, did congratulate his safety with kind words in their conference of what befell. Touching his journey through the world and air, they put questions of astrology, which Faustus answered with such learned skill as they admired and wondered at his wit. Now is his fame spread forth in every land. Amongst the rest, the emperor is one, Carolus V, at whose palace now Faustus is feasted amongst his noblemen. That there he did, in trial of his art, I leave untold. Your eyes shall see it perform.
Enter Robin the ostler with a book in his hand.
Oh, this is admirable. Here I have stolen one of Dr. Faustus's conjuring books, and in faith, I mean to search some circles for mine own use. Now will I make all the maidens in our parish dance at my pleasure, stark naked before me, and so by that means I shall see more than I felt or saw yet.
Enter Ralph. Robin, prithee, come away. There's a gentleman tarries to have his horse, and he would have his things rubbed and made clean. He keeps such a chafing with my mistress about it, and she has sent me to look thee out. Prithee, come away.
Keep out, or else you are blown up. You are dismembered. Wraith, keep out, for I am about a roaring piece of work.
And what dost thou with that same book? Thou canst not read.
Yes, my master and mistress shall find that I can read. He for his forehead, she for her private study. She's born to bear with me, or else my art fails.
Well, Robin, what book is that?
What book? Why, the most intolerable book for conjuring that e'er was invented by any brimstone devil.
Canst thou conjure with it?
I can do all these things easily with it. First, I can make thee drunk with hippocras and at any tavern in Europe for nothing. That's one of my conjuring works.
Our master parson says that's nothing.
True, Rafe. And more, Rafe, if thou hast any mind, and spit a kitchen maid, then turn her and wind her to thine own use, as often as thou wilt, and at midnight.
Oh, brave Robin.
Oh, brave Robin, shall I have name spit, and to mine own use. On that condition, I'll feed thy devil with horse bread as long as he lives, of free cost.
No more, sweet Ralph. Let's go and make clean our boots, which lie foul upon our hands, and then to our conjuring in the devil's name.
Enter Robin and Rafe with a silver goblet.
Come, Rafe, did I not tell thee, were we forever made by this Dr. Faustus's book, Ecce Signum? Here's a simple purchase for horse keepers. Our horses shall eat no hay as long as this lasts.
Robin, here comes the vintner.
Hush, shh, shh. I'll gull him supernaturally.
Enter vintner.
I hope all is paid. God be with you. Come, Rafe.
Soft sir, a word with you. I must yet have a goblet paid from you ere you go.
Aye, a goblet, Rafe. Aye, a goblet. I scorn you, but etc. Aye, a goblet. Whew, search me.
But I mean so, sir, with your favor.
How say you now?
I must say somewhat to your fellow. You, sir.
Me, sir? Such your fill. Now, sir, you may be ashamed to burden honest men with a matter of truth.
Well, what of you hath this goblet about you?
You lie. Draw, 'tis afore me. Sir, I'll teach you to impeach honest men. Stand by. I'll scour you for a goblet. Stand aside, you had best. I charge you in the name of Beelzebub. Pah! Look to the goblet, Rafe.
What mean you, sirrah?
I'll tell you what I mean. Hold on. Santobalorum Paraphrasticon. Nay, I'll tickle you, vintner. Look to the goblet. Rafe. Holy Pragmos, Beelzeborums Framanto, Pacos, Tipos, Tostu, Mr. Mephistopheles, etc.
Enter Mephistopheles, set squibs at their backs, and then exit. They run about. Oh, nomine domini, what meanest thou, Robin? Thou hast no goblet.
Peccatum peccatorum. Here's thy goblet, good vintner.
Misericordia pro nobis, what shall I do? Good devil, forgive me now, I'll never rob thy library more.
Re-enter Mephistopheles.
Monarch of hell, under whose black survey great potentates do kneel with awful fear, upon whose altars thousand souls do lie, How am I vexed with these villains' charms? From Constantinople am I hither come only for pleasure of these damned slaves.
How, from Constantinople? You have had a great journey. Will you take sixpence in your purse to pay for your supper and be gone?
Well, villains, for your presumption I transform thee into an ape and thee into a dog, and so be gone.
What? How? Into an ape? That's brave. I'll have fine sport with the boys. I'll get nuts and apples in them now.
And I must be a dog.
In faith, thy head will never be out of the pottage pot.
Enter Emperor Faustus and a knight with attendants.
Master Dr. Faustus, I've heard strange report of thy knowledge in the black art, how that none in my empire nor in the whole world can compare with thee for the rare effects of magic. They say thou hast a familiar spirit by whom thou canst accomplish what thou list. This, therefore, is my request, that thou let me see some proof of thy skill, that mine eyes may be witnesses to confirm what my ears have heard reported. And here I swear to thee by the honor of mine imperial crown, that whatever thou dost, thou shalt by no ways be prejudiced or endamaged.
In faith, he looks much like a conjurer.
My gracious sovereign, though I must confess myself far inferior to the report men have published, and nothing answerable to the honor of your imperial majesty, yet for that love and duty binds me thereunto, I am content to do whatsoever your majesty shall command me.
Then, Dr. Faustus, mark what I shall say. I was sometimes solitary set within my closet, sundry thoughts arose about the honor of mine ancestors, how they had won by prowess such exploits, got such riches, subdued so many kingdoms, as we that do succeed, or they that shall, hereafter, possess our throne, shall, I fear me, ne'er attain to that degree of high renown and great authority, amongst which kings is Alexander the Great, chief spectacle of the world's preeminence, the bright shining of whose glorious acts lightens the world with his reflecting beams, as when I hear but motion made of him, it grieves my soul I never saw the man. If therefore thou, by cunning of thine art, canst raise this man from hollow vaults below, where lies entombed this famous conqueror, and bring with him his beauteous paramour, both in their right shapes, gesture, and attire, they us to wear during their time of life, thou shalt both satisfy my just desire, and give me cause to praise thee whilst I live.
My gracious lord, I am ready to accomplish your request, so far forth as by art and power of my spirit I am able to perform.
In faith, that's just nothing at all.
But if it like your grace, it is not in my ability to present before your eyes the true, substantial bodies of those two deceased princes, which long since are consumed to dust.
Aye, marry, Master Doctor. Now, there's a sign of grace in you when you will confess the truth.
But such spirits as can lively resemble Alexander and his paramour shall appear before your grace in that manner that they both lived in their most flourishing estate, which I doubt not shall sufficiently content your imperial majesty.
Go to, Master Doctor. Let me see them presently.
Do you hear, Master Doctor? You bring Alexander and his paramour before the emperor?
How then, sir?
In faith. That's as true as Diana turned me to a stag.
No, sir, but when Actaeon died, he left the horns for you. Mephistopheles, be gone.
Nay, and you go to conjuring. I'll be gone.
I'll meet with you anon for interrupting me so. Here they are, my gracious lord.
We enter Mephistopheles with spirits in the shapes of Alexander and his paramour.
Master Doctor, I heard this lady, while she lived, had a wart or mole in her neck. How shall I know whether it be so or no?
Your Highness may boldly go and see.
Sure, these are no spirits, but the true substantial bodies of those two deceased princes.
Excellent spirits.
Wilt please your Highness now descend for the night that was so pleasant with me here of late?
One of you call him forth. How now? Why had I thought thou hadst been a bachelor? But now I see thou hast a wife that not only gives thee horns, but makes thee wear them. Feel on thy head.
Thou damned wretch, an execrable dog bred in the concave of some monstrous rock, how darest thou thus abuse a gentleman? Villain, I say, undo what thou hast done.
Oh, not so fast, sir. There's no haste. But good. Are you remembered how you crossed me in my conference with the emperor? I think I have met with you for it.
Good Master Doctor, at my entreaty release him. He hath done penance sufficient.
My gracious lord, not so much for the injury he offered me here in your presence, as to delight you with some mirth, hath Faustus worthily requited this injurious night. Which being all I desire, I am content to release him of his horns. And, Sir Knight, hereafter, speak well of scholars. Mephistopheles, transform him straight. Now, my good lord, having done my duty, I humbly take my leave.
Farewell, Master Doctor. Yet ere you go, expect from me a bounteous reward.
Excellent Emperor, Knight in attendance.
Now, Mephistopheles, the restless course that time doth run, with calm and silent foot, shortening my days and thread of vital life, calls for the payment of my latest years. Therefore, sweet Mephistopheles, let us make haste to Wurdenberg.
What? Will you go on horseback or on foot?
Nay, till I'm past this fair and pleasant green, I'll walk on foot.
Enter a horse courser.
I have been all this day seeking one Master Fustian. See where he is. God save you, Doctor.
What? Horse courser? You are well met.
Do you hear, sir? I have brought you $40 for your horse.
I cannot sell him so. If thou likest him for 50, take him.
Alas, sir, I have no more, I pray you. Speak for me.
I pray you, let him have him. He's an honest fellow, and he has a great charge, neither wife nor child.
Well, come, give me your money. My boy will deliver him to you, but I must tell you one thing before you have him. Ride him not into the water at any hand.
Why, sir, will he not drink of all waters?
Oh, yes, yes, he will drink of all waters, but ride him not into the water. Ride him over hedge or ditch or where thou wilt, but not into the water.
Well, sir, now am I made man forever. I'll not leave my horse for 40. If he had but the quality of hey ding ding, hey ding ding, I'll make a brave living on him. He has a buttock as slick as an eel. Well, God be with ye, sir. Your boy will be delivered him me. But hark you, sir, if my horse be sick or ill at ease, if I bring his water to you, You'll tell me what it is?
Away, you villain! What dost thou think I am, a horse doctor? What art thou, Faustus? But a man condemned to die. Thy fatal time doth draw to a final end. Despair doth drive distrust into my thoughts. Confound these passions with quiet sleep. Tush, Christ did call the thief upon the cross. Then rest thee, Faustus, quiet in conceit.
Re-enter horse courser, all wet, crying.
Alas, alas, Dr. Fustian, quotha mass. Dr. Lopez was never such a doctor, has given me purgation, has purged me of $40. I shall never see them more. But yet, like an ass as I was, I would not be ruled by him, for he bade me I should ride him in no water. Now, thinking my horse had some rare quality that he would not have me know of, I, like a venturous youth, rid him in the deep pond at the town's end. I was no sooner in the middle of the pond, but my horse vanished away, and I sat upon a bottle of hay, never so near drowning in my life. But I'll seek out my doctor and have my $40 again, or I'll make it the dearest horse. Oh, yonder is Snipper Snapper, do you hear me? Hey, Pass, where's your master?
Why, sir, what would you? You cannot speak with him.
But I will speak with him.
He's fast asleep. Come some other time.
I'll speak with him now, or I'll break glass windows with his ears.
I tell thee, he has not slept this 8 nights.
And he has not slept these 8 weeks. I'll speak with him.
See, there he is, fast asleep.
Aye, this is he. God save you, Master Doctor, Master Doctor, Master Doctor Fustian. $40 for a bottle of hay.
Thou seest he hears me not.
So ho ho, so ho ho. No, will you not wake? I will make you wake ere I go.
Pulls Faustus
Unless I am done, what shall I do?
Oh, my leg! Help! Mephistopheles! Call the officers! My leg!
Villain, to the constable.
Oh, Lord, sir, let me go. I'll give you $40 more.
There be they.
Oh, I have none about me. Come to my ostry. I'll give them you.
Begone quickly.
What? Is he gone? Farewell he. Faustus has his leg again, and the horse courser, I take it, a bottle of hay for his labor. Well, this trick shall cost him $40 more.
Enter Wagner.
How now, Wagner? What's the news with thee?
Sir, the Duke of Van Holt doth earnestly entreat your company.
The Duke of Van Holt? An honorable gentleman, to whom I must be no niggard of my cunning. Come, Mephistopheles, let's away to him.
Believe me, Master Doctor, this merriment hath much pleased me.
Ah, my gracious lord, I am glad it contents you so well. But it may be, madam, you take no delight in this. I have heard that great-bellied women do long for some dainties or other. What is it, madam? Tell me, and you shall have it.
Thanks, good Master Doctor. And for I see your courteous intent to pleasure me, I will not hide from you the thing my heart desires. And were it now summer, as it is January and the dead time of the winter, I would desire no better meat than a dish of ripe grapes.
Alas, madam, that's nothing. Mephistopheles, be gone. Were it a greater thing than this, so it would content you, you should have it. Here they be, madam. Will it please you to taste on them?
Believe me, Master Doctor, this makes me wonder above the rest, that being in the dead time of winter and in the month of January, how you should come by these grapes.
If it like your grace, the year is divided into 2 circles over the whole world, that when it is here winter with us, in the contrary circle it is summer with them, as in India, Saba, and the farther countries in the east. And by means of a swift spirit that I had them brought hither, as you see. How do you like them, madam? Be they good?
Believe me, Master Doctor, they be the best grapes that e'er I tasted in my life before.
I am glad they content you so, madam.
Come, madam, let us in. Why, you must well reward this learned man for the great kindness he hath showed to you.
And so I will, my lord, and whilst I live, rest beholding for this courtesy.
I humbly thank your grace.
Come, Master Doctor, follow us, and receive your reward.
Enter Wagner. I think my master means to die shortly, for he hath given to me all his goods. And yet methinks, if that death were near, he would not banquet, and carouse and swill amongst his students, as even now he doth, who are at supper with such belly cheer as Wagner had never beheld in all his life. See where they come, belike the feast has ended. Enter Faustus with 2 or 3 scholars and Mephistopheles.
Master Dr. Faustus, since our conference about fair ladies, which was the beautifulest in all the world, we have determined with ourselves that Helen of Greece was the admirablest lady that ever lived. Therefore, Master Doctor, if you will do us that favor as to let us see that peerless dame of Greece, whom all the world admires for her majesty, we should think ourselves as much beholding unto you.
Gentlemen, for that I know your friendship is unfeigned, and Faustus' custom is not to deny the just requests of those that wish him well. You shall behold that peerless dame of Greece, no other ways for pomp and majesty than when Sir Paris crossed the seas with her and brought the spoils to rich Dardania. Be silent then, for danger is in words.
Music sounds and Helen passeth over the stage.
Too simple is my wit to tell her praise, whom all the world admires for her majesty. No marvel, though the angry Greeks pursued, with 10 years' war the rape of such a queen, whose heavenly beauty passeth all compare. Since we have seen the pride of nature's works, and only paragon of excellence, let us depart. For this glorious deed, happy and blessed be Faustus everyone, evermore.
Gentlemen, farewell. The same I wish to you.
Excellent scholars, enter an old man.
Ah, Dr. Faustus, that I might prevail to guide thy steps unto the way of life, by which sweet path thou mayest attain the goal that thou shalt conduct thee to celestial rest. Break heart, drop blood, and mingle it with tears, tears falling from repentant heaviness of thy most vile and loathsome filthiness, the stench whereof corrupts the inward soul with such flagitious crimes of heinous sin as no commiseration may expel, but mercy, Faustus, of thy Savior sweet, whose blood alone must wash away thy guilt.
Where art thou, Faustus? Wretch, what hast thou done? Damned art thou, Faustus, damned. Despair and die. Hell calls for right, and with a roaring voice says, Faustus, come, thine hour is almost come. And Faustus now will come to do thee right.
Mephistopheles gives him a dagger.
Stay, good Faustus, stay thy desperate steps. I see an angel hovers o'er thy head, and with a vial full of precious grace offers to pour the same into thy soul. Then call for mercy and avoid despair.
Oh, my sweet friend, I feel thy words to comfort my distressed soul. Leave me a while to ponder on my sins.
I go, sweet Faustus, but with heavy cheer, fearing the ruin of thy hopeless soul.
Accursed Faustus, where is mercy now? I do repent, and yet I do despair. Hell strives with grace for conquest in my breast. What shall I do to shun the snares of death?
Thou traitor, Faustus, I arrest thy soul for disobedience to my sovereign lord. Revolt, or I'll in piecemeal tear thy flesh.
Sweet Mephistopheles, entreat thy lord to pardon my unjust presumption, and with my blood again I will confirm my former vow I made to Lucifer.
Do it then quickly, with unfeigned heart, lest greater danger do attend thy drift.
Torment, sweet friend, that base and crooked age that durst dissuade me from thy Lucifer, with greatest torments that our hell affords.
His faith is great, I cannot touch his soul, but what I may afflict his body with, I will attempt, which is but little worth.
One thing, good servant, let me crave of thee, to glut the longing of my heart's desire, that I may have unto my paramour that heavenly Helen which I saw of late, whose sweet embracings may extinguish clean those thoughts that do dissuade me from my vow, and keep mine oath I made to Lucifer.
Faustus, this, or what else thou shalt desire, shall be performed in the twinkling of an eye.
Re-enter Helen.
Was this the face that launched 1,000 ships and burnt the topless towers of Ilium? Sweet Helen, make me immortal with a kiss. Her lips suck forth my soul. See where it flies. Come, Helen, come, give me my soul again. Here will I dwell, for heaven is in these lips. And all is dross that is not Helena. I will be Paris, and for love of thee, instead of Troy, shall Württemberg be sacked. And I will combat with meek Menelaus, and wear thy colors on my plumed crest. Yea, I will wound Achilles in the heel, and then return to Helen for a kiss. Oh, thou art fairer than the evening air, clad in the beauty of 1,000 stars. Brighter art thou than flaming Jupiter when he appeared to hapless Semele. More lovely than the monarch of the sky in wanton Arethusa's azured arms. And none but thou shall be my paramour.
Enter the old man.
Accursed Faustus, miserable man, that from thy soul excludest the grace of heaven, and fliest the throne of his tribunal seat.
Enter devils.
Satan begins to sift me with his pride, as in this furnace God shall try my faith. My faith, vile hell, shall triumph over thee, and vicious fiend, see how the heavens smile at your repulse, and laugh your state to scorn. Hence, hell, for hence I fly unto my God.
Exeunt on one side, devils on the other. Old man. Enter Faustus with scholars.
Ah, gentlemen,
What ails Faustus?
ah, my sweet chamber fellow, had I lived with thee, then had I lived still. But now I die eternally. Look, comes he not? Comes he not?
What means Faustus? Belike he has grown to some sickness by being over solitary. If it be so, we'll have physicians to cure him. 'Tis but a surfeit. Never fear, man.
A surfeit of deadly sin that hath damned both body and soul.
Yet, Faustus, look up to heaven. Remember, God's mercies are infinite.
But Faustus' offense can ne'er be pardoned. The serpent that tempted Eve may be saved, but not Faustus. Ah, gentlemen, hear me with patience, and tremble not at my speeches. Though my heart pants and quivers to remember that I have been a student here these 30 years, oh, would I had never seen Württemberg, never read a book, and what wonders I have done. All Germany can witness, yea, all the world, for which Faustus hath lost both Germany and the world. Yea, heaven itself, heaven, the seat of God, the throne of the blessed, the kingdom of joy, and must remain in hell forever. Hell. Ah, hell forever. Sweet friends, what shall become of Faustus being in hell forever?
Yet, Faustus, call on God.
On God, whom Faustus hath abjured. On God, whom Faustus hath blasphemed. Ah, my God, I would weep, but the devil draws in my tears. Gush forth blood instead of tears, yea, life and soul. Oh, he stays my tongue. I would lift up my hands, but see, they hold them. They hold them.
Who, Faustus?
Lucifer and Mephistopheles. Ah, gentlemen, I gave them my soul for my cunning.
God forbid!
God forbade it, indeed. But Faustus hath done it. For vain pleasure of 24 years hath Faustus lost eternal joy and felicity. I writ them a bill with mine own blood. The date is expired, the time will come, and he will fetch me.
Why did not Faustus tell us of this before, that divines might have prayed for thee?
Oft have I thought to have done so, but the devil threatened to tear me to pieces. If I named God, to fetch both body and soul, if I once gave ear to divinity, and now 'tis too late. Gentlemen, away, lest you perish with me.
Oh, what shall we do to save Faustus?
Talk not of me, but save yourselves and depart.
God will strengthen me. I will stay with Faustus. Tempt not God, sweet friend, but let us into the next room and there pray for him.
Aye, pray for me, pray for me, and what noise soever ye hear, come not unto me, for nothing can rescue me.
Pray thou, and we will pray that God may have mercy upon thee.
Gentlemen, farewell. If I live till morning, I'll visit you. If not, Faustus is gone to hell.
Faustus, farewell.
Excellent scholars, the clock strikes 11.
Ah, Faustus, now hast thou but one bare hour to live, and then thou must be damned perpetually. Stand still, you ever-moving spheres of heaven, that time may cease and midnight never come. Fair nature's eye, rise, rise again, and make perpetual day, or let this hour be but a year, a month, a week, a natural day, that Faustus may repent and save his soul. O lente, lente, currite noctis equi. The stars move still, time runs, the clock will strike, the devil will come, and Faustus must be damned. Oh, I'll leap up to my God. Who pulls me down? See where Christ's blood streams in the firmament. One drop would save my soul. Half a drop. Ah, my Christ, rend not my heart for naming of my Christ. Yet I will call on him. Oh, spare me, Lucifer. Where is it now? 'Tis gone. And see, where God stretcheth out his arm and bends his ireful brows, mountains and hills, come and fall on me and hide me from the heavy wrath of God. No, no, then will I headlong run into the earth. Earth, gape! Oh, no, it will not harbor me. You stars that reigned at my nativity, whose influence hath allotted death and hell, now draw up Faustus like a foggy mist into the entrails of yon laboring clouds, that when you vomit forth into the air, my limbs may issue from your smoky mouths, so that my soul may ascend to heaven. Ah, half the hour is past. 'Twill all be past anon. O God, if thou wilt not have mercy on my soul, yet for Christ's sake, whose blood hath ransomed me, impose some end to my incessant pain. Let Faustus live in hell 1,000 years, 100,000, and at last be saved. Oh, no end is limited to damned souls. Why wert thou not a creature wanting soul? Or why is this immortal that thou hast? Pythagoras' metempsychosis. Were that true, this soul should fly from me, and I be changed unto some brutish beast. All beasts are happy, for when they die, their souls are soon dissolved in elements. But mine must live still to be plagued in hell. Cursed be the parents that engendered me. No, Faustus, curse thyself. Curse Lucifer, that hath deprived thee of the joys of heaven. Oh, it strikes. It strikes. Now, body, turn to air, or Lucifer will bear thee quick to hell. O soul, be changed into little water drops, and fall into the ocean, ne'er to be found. My God, look not so fierce on me. Adders and serpents, let me breathe a while. Ugly hell, gape not. Come not, Lucifer. I'll burn my books. Ah, Mephistopheles.
Excellent devils with Faustus enter chorus.
Cut is the branch that might have grown full straight, and burned is Apollo's laurel bough that sometimes grew within this learned man. Faustus is gone. Regard his hellish fall, whose fiendful fortune may exhort the wise only to wonder at unlawful things, whose deepness doth entice such forward wits to practice more than heavenly power permits.
Exit chorus. Terminat hora diem, terminat auctor opus.
Wow.
Whoa.
That was cool.
Well, now
I'm
I know
screwed.
why people will leave this play not doing any evil any longer.
So, for those of you who are in the audience watching us, thank you so much for joining us. This is definitely a departure from what we normally do. And it really speaks to the mission of what Eventide is trying to accomplish, in the sense that we are really trying to reach out to the community with things that other theaters just aren't doing or aren't capable of doing. I shouldn't say aren't capable of doing, but don't have the opportunity to do and don't really have the bandwidth to do. This is something that is fun and frivolous and unique, where we're reading some obscure Shakespeare plays, and then we have the opportunity with a show like this to visit material that very rarely is performed, is very rarely visited outside of academic circles. And we have the opportunity to bring that to you. So those of you who are watching this at home, thank you so much. This is an opportunity to partake in a Christopher Marlowe play as part of our drop-in Shakespeare. And I had a ton of fun reading this. What did you guys think? I can't wait to hear your feedback, because this is so different from what we've done. So tell me a little bit about some of the things your thoughts of these roles. And I also, before we jump into that, I want to welcome our new readers. There are quite a few new faces and a few faces who haven't joined us in a few weeks. Thank you so much for coming back. I love seeing the familiar faces. And gosh, it's so great having, Scott and Kate and Drew. Thank you so much for joining us. Drew, great job with Faustus. Your Mephistopheles is wonderful. And Kate, who came in at the 11th hour and picked up a whole bunch of little pieces along the way. I love it. That's what this is all about. It's about a community effort to bring community theater to our community. Wonderful. So I'm going to stop talking. I'm going to throw it out to you guys. Tell me, what were your thoughts on this?
A lot of fun.
It was such a pleasure to do this, because obviously, like everybody else, we haven't been able to get on stage for a while. So and this was just a blast to do.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
It's great. It's great fun to do this. It really is, because I think the last time I read this was like in college, and it reads beautifully. It really does.
It's a fun. I keep thinking,
really
like,
struck
the more
at how theatrical.
Go ahead.
I think we talked over each other. I was really struck at how theatrical it is. That I can definitely see this being performed across many years and different ages of actors, because of how fun it is, and you're gonna sink your teeth into it, and the old style of flash pots going off, and capes, and just a lot of good humor too. There's really funny stuff in there.
I'm really glad Chris decided to unmute my microphone and allow me to have video at the end.
I did no such thing. I did no such thing. I will say, so this was definitely an experiment for all of us in that normally, for those of you who are watching at home and who are experiencing this for the first time, typically what we do is we will let people just keep their cameras on for the entire show and read through the entire thing, and you'll get a gallery view. It looks like a big Brady Bunch type of grid, and everybody who's on screen is there. And today was the first time we tried something different that we learned from the reading we did before, which is anybody who's not reading, we asked them to turn off their mics and turn off their cameras. And what it did was it allowed us to focus on the speakers. Now, that sounds like a really great idea in theory, but it doesn't really work in the sense of it doesn't really work in the sense of technical skills, because there's a lot of turning on, turning off, trying to stay on top of it.
Yeah.
Because it's a drop in Shakespeare, we don't really have a lot of opportunity to brief everybody and rehearse it. So it's a lot of flying by the seat of the pants. So you guys did really excellent.
Chris, you mean you didn't know how to do a Christopher Marlowe play through a Zoom meeting?
I think it lends itself to this format. Are you kidding me? Boy, oh boy. Well, I was really thrilled that I got to be Faustus.
What else are some of your thoughts?
Pardon?
Drew, go ahead.
Oh, okay. Well, I mean, I was familiar with this play from when I was a teenager, and it's just something that I've always loved, and I was never in it, and my gosh, due to the magic of Facebook, I got to be Dr. Faustus today, and it was great. I was thrilled to be able to do that. By the time I got to the end, I really felt like I was doomed. And,
yeah, I was wondering if you were scared
quite the soliloquy.
there.
This play is so straightforward, you know. I mean, it has the comic bits that are great, but it's just like compared to a Shakespeare play, it just seems so clear, you know. This is not anti-Shakespeare by any means. I just see a difference. I don't know if you guys noticed that too. It just
First time I've
Pardon?
That's the first time I've ever read it. Thank God Chris let me off mute, because apparently I talk too much.
Oh.
No. Considering
Drew.
the production, I have to ask a question from a production point of view. At the end, you know, Faust is begging for his soul. And has a production ever been where darkness falls on him and we don't see the devils? And so we're left wondering what has happened to him? Just wondering, has that ever happened in a production?
I don't know.
Well, at the end, the devils come and take him away. But what if we didn't see the devils? And he's pleading. And he says he sees the gaping hole. But if it just blacked out then, couldn't it leave the audience questioning whether or not he'd been redeemed?
Not
What if they he's redeemed?
Not with the chorus's final, you know, summation of it.
Mm.
You might be able to support that with some of the things that are talked about early in the text, with that hell is here, hell is now, hell is right here where we're at. You could probably pull that off. That's an interesting take on it.
I don't know. I think it would be the same as saying, what if John Wilkes Booth missed them? You know, I mean, it kind of changes the whole theme of the play. If you say, well, you know, he might have been redeemed. No. You don't go there.
What if
I could do 100,000 years standing on my head.
Yeah,
I just want to do 100,000 years, no problem.
I listened to a talk by Emma Smith, an Oxford podcast on this.
Yeah.
And she said that this comes out of a long tradition but the tradition has it like Goethe's Faust. He does get saved at the end. It's like Deus ex machina, or and actually they do use the legal, some clause that gets him off at the end. So Marlowe is very much out of the tradition to have him get damned.
Yeah. And does anybody know how the Gounod's Faust ends? I don't remember.
Goethe's Faust, he gets saved because he's still striving. He's, I think, reclaiming land from the sea.
That's right. Yeah.
He's not satisfied at the end. The devil goes away frustrated.
And Marguerite must do something to save him.
And how many similarities do you see between this and Dante?
I think Dante's a lot darker.
What you do see is, what I see is similarities. He gets a lot out of Milton. The 8 days between heaven and hell, that's directly from Milton. And Milton made that up. It didn't come from the Bible.
Interesting. Is there something significant about the 4 and 20 years?
I don't know. That's a good
there's
question.
Homework. There's homework. Well, my friends, I'm going to go have my dinner and
thank you.
Sign off.
Thank
It was wonderful being
Drew.
with you again.
Yes,
Drew, I wanted to ask you about your Latin pronunciations. I mean, did you have a Catholic upbringing that you were so familiar with the Latin pronunciations?
I was faking it, really. I'm a very good faker, and maybe that's maybe that plays into being an actor. But I know some other languages, and I can fake it pretty well.
Just act like you know Latin. That's fine.
Act like you know Latin. There's a hell of a lot of it, isn't there?
Yeah.
What's the Latin for fake it until you make it?
Nobissimum un mac facia. Here, I think that.
All right. Well, I'm going to leave you all. Thanks very much. This was a lot of fun. I really appreciate it.
You guys have
Thank you.
Good night.
You were terrific.
Thank you.
I want to thank everybody who participated. You guys have been wonderful. We'll be back again next week. We're doing, I believe it's Henry V. And then after that is our summer sonnet slam, which we're going to do in a coffee cafe style. That one will be broadcast on Facebook, but the Zoom link will be available to anybody to just drop in. You can drop in, drop out. You can sit and hang out, share a coffee, share a sonnet, share a poem. We're all going to clap along and support you. I really appreciate everything you guys have done joining us here tonight. For those of you who watched the whole thing or watched part of it, thank you. For those of you who read this play, it went by awful fast, and it was a lot of fun. We're going to be doing this again for the next set of series of Shakespeare's that we put up. We're going to do a summer series of Drop-In Shakespeare, and we want everyone to watch our Big Johnson play, which we're going to be doing The Alchemist. So I hope that you guys will join us for that one. We're by Ben Jonson, and it should be a lot of fun. So that'll be our next Shakespeare Takeover, and then we'll have a really great series of other plays along which you can read with us as well. So that said, I hope you guys have a wonderful night. Thank you so much for joining us, and we'll see you again next week. Thank you.
Thank you, Chris.
Good night, guys. This was fun.